Even though it's June, you know you have a chance to gain on the leaders.
Absolutely, Joe. And you always like to play against the division leaders, see how you match up, maybe send them a little message. And what I'd like to do is win this first game. That sends a little bit of a tone, and then see where the rest of the series takes you and find out how you're going to be doing with them when Thursday rolls around.
And, you know, a big part of the Pirates' success, of course, is Gregory Polanco. And yesterday it was great to see him swinging the bat well.
Yeah, he's had some good at-bats recently, and he put it together Sunday afternoon. This is a difference maker. You know, there are some guys that are energizers. Gregory Polanco, when he's hot, is a producer. His dad liked what he saw Sunday afternoon, and if he gets hot, you know, he can carry a ball club for 2 or 3 days because he is capable of doing it. We've seen it before, and we'd like to see it again because he is really due. But a good start Sunday, maybe a little bit of a foundation.
Now, Polanco on base all 4 times yesterday. And a look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update. Richard Rodriguez activated from the 10-day DL today. Also, Jose Osuna activated, brought up from AAA Indianapolis too. He'll be on the bench. Neverauskas and Stallings optioned back to Indy. And today, Trevor Williams will get the ball in search of win number 6 for the Pirates, who'll take on the Milwaukee Brewers. That's coming up next right here on AT&T Sportsnet.
Will donate $1 for each post. And by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 11, 15, now 22, 16, 84 Lumber.
Yep, testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Pirates Baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. Show your military appreciation and use hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. T-Mobile will donate $1 for each post. And by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
Josh Bell in there tonight for the Buccos, taking on the first place Brewers. Chance to move up in the standings with every victory tonight, and whenever you're at the ballpark too, always a chance for dreams to come true. A little guy just wanted to play catch with Josh Bell.
Yeah, I can see this catching on because it was what, Austin Meadows the other night that played a little catch before the ball game. Nothing wrong with a little game of playing catch. Well, as long as you catch.
Bell at first base for the Buccos tonight, and you get that feeling that Trevor Williams, you know, if you look at the whole body of work He has been a very reliable starter for the Pirates, and tonight looking to get back on track. Maybe tonight is that night against a very good Brewers team, tied for the best record in the National League and leading the division by a half game over the Cubs. Entering play tonight, Craig Counsell's lineup. The Milwaukee Brewers in Pittsburgh for the first time this season. Lorenzo Cain and Christian Yelich. He says that's a big reason why they've been so good this year, 1-2, with Braun hitting third. Eric Thames, the newly shorn Eric Thames, no more beard for him. Hernan Perez hits fifth. VR and the former Bucco Eric Kratz, Arcia and Chassis.
And you wonder how important this start is for Trevor Williams, because it has been a really, really rough stretch after a great start. So overall 5-4, 4.38 ERA. He won his first 3 ball games, and then it's been a struggle since. He has only 1 win since the end of April. And if you take a look at the last 5 starts, 21 innings pitched, 20 earned runs. So he is certainly capable. He's proving that. And I'm going to look and see if he's a little more aggressive to the right-hand batters inside, maybe getting in on their hands a little bit. But basically, when you come down to cases, he's not making the good quality pitches he made early. And it sounds so simple, but when you're out there against a major league team, and they have good hitters every team, then you've got to make strikes that are quality strikes. You can't just make strikes in the strike zone. They've got to be good strikes. He's got to make better pitches. Simple as that. And if he does that, he will win.
And use that defense behind him as he was doing earlier this season. The Honda defense for the Buccos tonight. Gregory Polanco back in right with Marte and Dickerson in the outfield joining him. Moran, Mercer, Harrison, and Bell around the horn, and Francisco Cervelli back behind the plate for the Buccos. And back-to-back games. Austin Meadows, part of that 4-man outfield rotation, his turn to start on the bench. I'll always see him before it's through tonight.
All starts with putting up a 0 in the top of the first.
Lorenzo Cain, the free agent, came to Milwaukee, back to Milwaukee, in fact. Jose Osuna joining the roster today.
That's a good bat to have off the bench.
Glenn Hurdle alluding to some left-handed starters coming up in the probables, so Osuna may be getting some time.
Limited experience for Trevor against the Brew Crew. 0-1, 2 previous starts. Not a big sample.
And those important divisional games that the Pirates had such a great start at this season, kind of fell on some hard times, but took a series against Cincinnati. Now you got to get back to winning series again, because the Pirates have built themselves a little bit of a hole there, 7 back.
Yep, starts tonight. Let them know who you are, that you're out here and scuffling, but first time that they face Milwaukee here in this ballpark. Last year it was good news. 7-3, the 10 starts against the Brewers last year.
Got underneath it.
That's going to take a while to come down.
Still in sunlight. We're in this late spring evening. It'll be what, summer in a few days here.
Yeah,
so
the 21st.
Stays lighter later.
Yep. They'll still have that cone of sunlight for an inning or 2 to lock in early.
So 1 out, and Larry Vanover, crew chief tonight. David Rackley, Hunter Wendelstedt, and Chris Guccione, the umpires around the bases. First of 3 here against the Brew Crew. So the former Royal, now the former Marlin, Christian Yelich. Those were the 2 big acquisitions Milwaukee made, and they have really solidified that batting 9 for the Brewers.
It's a little bit of a call, working that outside part of the plate. We were always impressed with Yelich when he was in Florida and Miami. Craig Counsell not liking that call.
4th season now, 3rd full season as Milwaukee's manager.
Former Fighting Irishman out of Notre Dame.
Had his college coach, now his bench coach, Pat Murphy.
It's keeping track of things, isn't it?
Yeah. Just to his right there.
Loyalty's involved. Not a bad thing.
Ahead on Yelich, 1-2.
Went right to the glove.
How about that for a quality strike?
Yep, you had the glove right up there, and that's part of the reason they got the call, because sometimes you don't get that call. Yelich didn't think it was a strike, but he's going to take the bat back. Yeah, you hit the glove, but when the glove, they give you a target in a certain area, and you hit that glove without it moving right there. I mean, you're going to get that call a lot. Not all the time, but because of what Cervelli did, help sell it.
That's a good sign from Williams. Hitting his spots early. Yelich may have had more of a beef about an earlier strike call than that one. 2 outs.
Nice start.
1, 2, 3 inning on just 10 pitches for Trevor Williams. And now the Pirates get their turn. Trevor Williams, trying to get him some runs. The RAV4 lineup for the Pirates tonight. Harrison and then Corey Dickerson in the 2 spot with Marte and Colin Moran. He's homered in each of the last 2 games. Francisco Cervelli bats 5th. Josh Bell hitting 6th. Polanco on base all 4 times yesterday. Mercer and Williams 8 and 9 for the Madeline Bucks tonight.
Yeah, and they've got their work cut out for him. Jhoulys Chacin lost his 2nd start of the year. No decision his opening start. He is 6-0 since then. 3.32 ERA. He has been on quite a roll. And he gets the high strike call.
Eric Thames, wow, he looks 10 years younger.
And maybe 10 pounds lighter without the heavy beard.
Yeah, just hit 2 home runs on Sunday.
But that wasn't a loss. They lost their last 2 ball games.
Pirates are hoping they'll lose their next 3.
The well-traveled Jhoulys Chacin. This is his 7th organization.
Little liner and a base hit. Well-traveled and a guy who not afraid to let you put the ball in play. And he'll rely on his defense as well. With Braun out there in left, Lorenzo Cain tracking him down in center, Christian Yelich in right, Hernan Perez at 3rd, Orlando Arcia at short, Jonathan Villar at 2nd, Eric Thames, we saw it first, and the former Bucco, Eric Kratz, their backup catcher, gets a start. There's Yelich, who is a former Gold Glove winner. Cain with 7 assists from center field, so they got some gloves out there.
Eric Kratz, former Pirate, and we want to highlight him because he's 0 for 10 throwing base stealers out. So it could be part of the Pirates' approach here to run tonight.
And that's in 8 games. Swing and bunt. And Chacin gets the out.
Does a nice job of getting over there. And the 30-year-old Julius Chassin out of Maracaibo, Venezuela, 6'3", 250.
So that moves him over, even though it doesn't get recorded as a sacrifice.
Nothing wrong with getting on the board first. So the Pirates can do it.
Try to keep those good vibes going. 3 out of 4 have gone in the Pirates' favor. Marte is doing a good job this year hitting with runners in scoring position. He's been the one staple pretty much, that number 3 spot all year.
Kind of an interesting stat as you take a look at Starling Marte, who's working against Chassin. Chassin has a better ERA at home, but he's got more wins on the road. He's got a 4.04 ERA away from Miller Park with a 4.04 ERA, 4 and zip.
That's a goofy thing too, because he had really weird splits last year too. Now he played for the Padres, completely different style of ballpark, different team.
But he won 13 games for a ball club that really struggled.
Yeah,
you're right.
He had one of the best home ERAs and one of the worst road ERAs. So maybe he just doesn't like fans hollering at him or something.
He also had 14 wins several years ago with Colorado, and that's not an easy team to put up big win numbers.
Yeah, he was their horse. Yeah, he was their horse there, and a big innings eater, and threw a little harder back then.
Colorado, Cleveland, Arizona, Atlanta, Anaheim, San Diego last year, and on into the Brewers. So yeah, 9 major league seasons when the dust settles after this one. 9 major league seasons, 7 teams. A lot of luggage, a lot of suitcases.
Yeah, and having success this year. And you think, you know, you saw that fastball at 90, and thinking, well, not going to overpower you, but keeps changing speeds within pitches. And if you look over the last 8 starts, you're starting to say, okay, he's one of the better pitchers in all of baseball in that span. So proving he could be a tough customer.
Yeah, well, you mentioned it early. He's not afraid to put the ball in play. He's not a big strikeout man, like you say. The fastball's different. But, you can lose a lot of velocity and still pitch, and pitch well. You throw the ball where you want to, and we're talking about that for Trevor Williams, placing the ball where you want to, and in good sequences.
Gets Marte to chase.
Chase something that he couldn't catch up with. See the spin, taking it way off the plate, way off. As the old gunner used to say, couldn't hit that one with a bed slap.
And that's you know what he's going to do. You know, make a slower sweeping slider, and then, you know, maybe against the lefty you might tighten it up, make it more of a cutter.
And we talk about pitching, disrupting rhythm. Race Heritage express it differently. Create discomfort for the hitter. Sometimes a pitch right up under the neck will create discomfort too.
Beard grazer.
Yeah. And there's plenty to work with these days.
Moran has had a lot of comfort at the plate lately. He's been moved into that cleanup spot last couple of days. Has homered. Pretty decent numbers at 798 OPS, third best of any Pirates rookie third baseman in a season so far. Two-out hit, likely gets the Bucks, as you would put it, a point. I like when you call it a point.
A point. Those nothing games go into the 7th inning. I think it was one of the guys we know in the booth. Score.
Like it's a soccer match or something, right? You know? Yeah. Well, Moran, the 5-game hitting streak. and has hit well here in his home ballpark, his new home. .341 entering play today.
Fighting the sun, but he got it.
Kane records the final out. Pirates threaten, but it's scoreless after an inning.
I'm Robbie and Smikowski. Well, before the ball game, the general manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Neil Huntington, took part in a pretty cool pregame ceremony. It was for the winners of the Action Math Baseball World Series. The event was held at the ballpark last month, but the winners are being honored tonight. And the two guys you see are the Thunder Badgers, led by Spencer Riley and Eli Wilson. The Thunder Badgers are from the Valley Grove School District. They competed against 55 other teams that totaled over 2,000 kids in Western Pennsylvania. Now, the Action Math Baseball World Series uses baseball statistics to learn math concepts and play simulated baseball games. And Neil and his wife Becca have been strong supporters of this effort for many, many years. And once again, they delivered tonight. Pretty cool stuff. Maybe a couple future GMs partaking in that. Joe and Steve.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Such pride shown on those young faces. Good-looking young men who obviously have really, really good intelligence. Fun to see them out on the field.
That's fun. There's so many different ways to enjoy baseball. And I think that's part of my allure, I know, when I was a kid. Very big shift there for Eric Thames.
Yep, who is on a strikeout pace again. 78 at bats, 24 strikeouts, one every 3. But he can run into some baseballs too.
I mean, for a guy that has 19 hits, almost half of them have been home runs.
And apparently the guys in front of him have cleaned up the base paths, because 9 home runs, 17 RBIs. So that's all right. He can do nothing about putting people on the base. All he can do is try to hit, and he can hit it a long way.
Yeah, same went for him last year. Not a lot of runs batted in, even though he was a 30 home run guy. Just 63 RBIs, 31 homers.
That got a piece of him.
Thames is ruled to be hit by pitch.
Didn't get a lot of them. Kind of a cutter, slider, just off the tip of the elbow.
Guard.
Which is heavily guarded. Pretty much where Cervelli wanted it again. Didn't miss by that much. But a guy that big and strong, put that elbow out there or just leave it out there and go to first base.
Even though it hit the guard, that still counts. He'll put his oven mitt on.
Just the second batter that Trevor Williams has hit.
Hernan Perez in there. He's been swinging a hot bat over the last month. They move him all around.
Hot bats and a lot of wins. 42 and 29. Milwaukee Brewers.
I was surprised to see that when looking over the standings today. Milwaukee, Atlanta, the Cubs right behind them. Those are the best records right now. No one has got a .600 winning percentage now in the National League. So it's there's a lot of room for teams to move up and down here in the final 90 games of the season.
What do you want to do is make one of those 12-3 15-game stretches where you just pick up a good bit of ground.
Pirates won 2 out of 3 in Milwaukee in the only meeting so far. So a lot of meetings left.
12 more after this. After this series. 12 more here.
Yeah, there'll be 4 more series after this. So Clint Hurdle and the boys got an opportunity.
Off-speed pitch that he couldn't quite get by Perez.
And Hurdle was talking about with Williams too, you know, the secondary stuff. How does he get that to be better? Well, he thinks it's like you were saying too, you know, putting the fastball in a better location more often, and his other stuff will play better. Stays 2-2 on Hernan Perez, just weakly fouled away. I'll look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders. Opposition exit velocity. So this is how hard opposing hitters hit it. And for any regular pitcher this year, Trevor Williams up there in the National League 4th. So even though he's fallen on hard times, they're still not hitting him very hard very often. Got underneath that one. And that's why, you know, Hurdle, General Manager Neil Huntington has talked about they have a lot of confidence in Williams, that he's going through a tough time, and they're looking at his whole body of work, the whole career so far of Williams. And that's 40 major league starts where he's been an above average major league pitcher. So it's a hard go of it rather than, okay, this guy doesn't belong in a rotation.
But at some point you have to break out of it too.
Oh, no doubt. Yep. But they talk about that it's not that time, and you know that's I mean, did you have a stretch like that, 5 games where?
Yeah.
You just
everybody does. No matter unless you get into the elite areas, you're going to have stretches. It's hard to be consistent for 35 starts. And what you got to do is fight your way out of it. Make better pitches, the better sequence. You're talking about that off-speed stuff. Yep. You can use the fastball to set some of that up more, or you know, get back to using the breaking balls to set up the off-speed stuff. It's quality pitches in good sequences. See how the batter reacts to a pitch. It might determine what you're going to throw next. See how he deals with this pitch. It's a good take, tough take with a situation where you're trying to keep an at bat going.
VR at 276. One of 3 Brewers that bat left-handed today against Williams.
There's the call, coming a little late, but the call is made properly.
You always know where you stand with Larry Vanover. You can hear him all throughout the ballpark. He's one of the more louder umpires. Will give you that call.
Let's see where Cervelli sets up. They're trying to work him early in the at-bat away. Now it looks like he's coming back in, unless that's a bluff. Wanted it in, and quite frankly, that's a good strike, and it's fouled off, but it's also in that hittable area. So you throw that pitch, you want to go further in, like Francisco had the glove. He wanted that a little further in. He got away with it. Stay out of the middle of that strike zone grid. Live on the edges of the W.B. Mason strike zone.
That's when Williams is at his best.
You see Francisco Cervelli kind of sliding in there late, maybe setting up inside again. No catcher wants to do that too early in case a guy peeks. Look back, get a little side look at where the catcher's moving behind him. Late movement by the catcher. You want late movement on your pitches, late movement by your catcher.
And VR strikes out on a foul tip.
Finally went downstairs on him, so yeah, worked him up early part of the at bat, goes downstairs and gets a strikeout. That works. Yeah, showing him the glove up, delivering the ball down. Maybe he was peeking and they fooled him.
Good look on our Allegheny Health Network Supermo.
Happy look.
A lot of gamesmanship going on around the plate there, huh?
Yeah. Well, Francisco's never dull. He's always entertaining. He's always quite good. He wants it inside here. It's a nice delivery by Trevor.
Well, you're talking about, you know, he's got to make better quality pitches. How's he been doing so far?
Good. Yep. He's left a couple in there, but he hasn't got hurting with them.
Facing Eric Kratz.
You know, you're always hesitant because we got a little lesson yesterday with Joe Musgrove, who looked brilliant first 2 innings, and then it got away from him. So, again, sustaining. What does every major leaguer want to be? Consistent.
Everyone's got the ability. That's why they're here.
Yep.
But you have a rough one every now and then.
Who does it the most often?
Thames clipped with the pitch.
Nice. Yeah, very nice. He did go, sure. You know, the thing when you get down to cases, you get to the big leagues, there's a reason you got here. Any major league starter is capable of throwing a 2-hit shutout. As you look at this half swing, 3/4 swing, that rightfully called a swing. But everybody that gets here is capable of doing that. Who does it all the time, or more than anybody else? Those are the winners. Nice breaking ball. That's nice work by Trevor Williams. Good start to this ball game.
Reading his swing and then going right back to it. Gather some intel on these two teams. No score here in the second inning.
Oh, but they've been in the gift shop too. I think they're closet Pirate fans.
They're converts.
Yeah, they've been in the gift shop picking up some stuff.
Cervelli with the hat tip to Chassin. Bell and Polanco to follow.
Yeah, Francisco said, he says hello to everybody. The umpire, the opposing catcher, opposing pitcher.
Kind of a rough go of it now for Cervelli, hitless in his last 13.
He was victimized yesterday afternoon by one of the best catches you're ever going to see. Billy Hamilton just laying it all out to make one of the best. You may see some maybe as good or close to being as good. You won't see anything better.
Yeah, even Billy Hamilton himself said, you know, I don't know why I had any reason going for it anyway. Well, you don't get a hit one way, maybe you get a hit that way. That makes up for it.
That took a long time to get out to VR at second base, a long time, and Francisco was smelling that base hit from the time he left home plate. He always entertaining, Francisco Cervelli. He doesn't get much of this ball, but the grass slows it down. VR has to come a long way, doesn't handle it well, and Francisco Cervelli's on base.
It's the old do ball.
Yeah. And the good hustle.
Down to there, yeah. You could smell it.
There is justice. There is justice.
He said, wow, and Hamilton robbed him of that extra base hit. From one extreme to the other. So the Pirates have a leadoff single for the second straight inning.
So you talk about exit velocity on a ball that gets caught, and then you get that. And what's the most productive? That one right there.
He hit that at 45 miles per hour.
Yeah, see, and that's an interesting discussion.
That won't get you pulled over on 51.
Yep. Well, there's a lot of lights there too.
Josh Bell riding a 5-game hitting streak. Out to Braun in left. That's the first out.
That's worth another look. This brilliant catch. Cervelli hits it slicing away from Billy Hamilton, and that's giving it up. Ball in the glove, almost bounces out of the glove, but holds on to it. And Cervelli, halfway between first and second, gives the applause. I don't think we're going to see that, but he stood there and was clapping, and that's great respect. It was just such a sensational play.
Yeah, one of the best you'll see. And so that's why good to see Cervelli rewarded so quickly after that.
We talked a lot about Gregory Polanco in the open, hoping that he can use yesterday's work as a platform, hopefully, because he is a difference maker.
He's moved off the plate some, and that's been translating for him.
And you know, you were talking about moving away from the plate right then. If we get a chance to see a replay, it looked like he's got those long arms so he can cover the outside part of the plate. I want to see how far outside this was. This ball, yeah, it's out away from him, but he can cover that because his wingspan. And that's a good justification for what they've been trying to work with. Yeah, you can reach that ball away, because if you're on top of the plate, you're a little wary. Am I going to be able to go out there if you move me away? Yes, you can cover it.
Jeff Branson, Jeff Livesey as well, the hitting coaches of the Pirates, working with him about a couple weeks ago, moving him off the plate. Mercer said to have gone.
According to David Rackley, first base coach or umpire, he did.
Yep. Yeah, probably so. Yeah, these guys know what they're doing. 2 on, 1 out with the pitcher on deck. So another big spot for Mercer, who has really handled the 8 spot nicely.
These are key at bats, because you're up there. If you make the out, then the pitcher is up there with a chance they're going to make it out of the inning. So you can disrupt things by not making that second out. However,
just don't want to make the third, but he will. A double play, and Chacin gets a key ground ball. Pirates turn to side in the second.
May 15th. Rookie Juan Soto, who didn't make his Major League debut until May 20th, hits a pinch hit 2-run homer in the 6th to give Washington a lead. If you're wondering, stats in this game will count for May 15th, but no, this will not be considered his first Major League home run. So he doesn't homer before his debut, sort of. Yankees win 5-3 as we head back to Joe and Steve.
Thank you, Rob. Yeah, you got to get that ball, right? I mean,
yeah, that's so good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understand how that works.
He wasn't even here yet, but yet he was there, and that's
the phantom home run.
Yeah, right. Boy, how about him, huh? I think, you know what, did Barry Bonds do that? I think he did something like that, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah. There was some kind of a wild connection of debut and home run.
Get called up, then participate in a makeup game from before when you got called up, and then hit a home run.
Still a home run. Just no matter how they score it, something.
Well, this one is from today, this game. Nothing wacky about it, at least not yet.
And nothing wacky about Trevor Williams' start so far. A couple of zeros up on the board.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts too, which I think points to some of that command, because he's gotten so little swing and miss too over this last stretch. And
these are breaking balls, good looking breaking balls.
Yeah.
These last 2 against VR and Kratz.
Yeah, he went back to back, like you talked about, reading swings. With Kratz, saw him kind of offer a half swing at a slider, and then threw him another one same spot and struck him out.
He made a bad swing on that pitch. Well, if you made a bad switch on that pitch, I'm going to try him again.
And that was that.
They used to say that hitters will do that deliberately, make a bad swing, and invite you to throw the same pitch. That's a lot of hooey.
This game's too hard for.
Yeah, it's hard being honest with it.
Yeah.
You can trick yourself by being tricky.
Full count on the number 8 hitter with the pitcher next. Garcia's been having a hard time at the plate. Doesn't look like it there, though. Nice play by Polanco to track down that liner.
Well hit. Those aren't the average catches, but you want those catches to be made. I mean, you had to lock in and stay with it, or in that case, maybe a little bit of adjustment going straight across and then giving some ground. But that catch needs to be made, and it was.
Yeah, not a routine ball, but one that should be an out. Absolutely.
Give ground late, but yeah, the ball had a lot of carry.
We see outfielders sometimes, you know, take a poor route, take a misstep, and then a ball hit that well. They're in a bad way.
Yeah, because one of the reasons is it doesn't have a lot of height. A ball with a lot of height, you got more time to adjust and adapt. A line drive like that, you better get it right, or if you have to adjust quickly.
So they get the leadoff man. Chassin has to swing away. Didn't hesitate. That's a lot of swing right there.
And a lot of error.
89 upstairs.
Now that pitch technically was a strike because a little piece of the ball made contact with the line. Technically it's a strike.
Chassin wasn't getting those low borderline pitches called. Maybe he had a snide comment or something.
You see 3 balls there right around the edges, but as long as there's any contact of that ball on that line, should get a strike.
It was like playing wiffle ball on the street. If you with a pitch back, you know, if you just tick it, yeah, it's a strike. You know, I heard it. No.
That's the old phrase, ticker. You ticked it.
Yeah. Williams has gone full on the first 2 hitters here.
Like Lyme disease, which involves ticks.
And no, he's walked the pitcher.
Never what you want to do.
With the speedy Kane coming up next.
Big step. And he held up. In this tough stretch for Trevor, control has not been the issue, and that might tell you a little bit of something why he's been hit around a good bit. He's been too true. He's been in the strike zone maybe more than he wanted to be in certain parts of the strike zone.
There were a couple of early starts where he just didn't give in, but he walked 5 guys. In those 2 starts, that was his first start against the Tigers and that start at Philadelphia. He gave up 1 total hit over 12 innings and 2 runs, but he walked 10 guys. But he was trying to, talking with him after those starts, he was trying to make sure that if he missed in a good way. And lately he has been missing, like you say, too true, out over the plate instead of maybe off the plate, right?
And that's, yeah, we're talking about making strikes that aren't quality strikes.
He's been ahead on half the hitters so far.
There's not much room in that strike zone. So if you're in there, a lot of times you're going to be in the hitting zone, so you got to work around it as much as you can without getting behind everybody. It's not easy.
That's why we watch it.
How about that flip?
You get 1 out of that. Kane runs too well. A nifty play to at least give him a chance to.
At least you get a 4 to 6 out of it. Force play. Check this out for Josh. The shovel out of the glove. You always kind of hold your breath because that ball really can go anywhere, but that was perfect. So, you know, you shove it and release and open the glove. That's the key. The glove has got to be open, so it's a push. Because if you get any part of that upper part of the glove, you can hook it away from everybody. And that's about all they had available on that play, so they got the out they should.
Two-out situation for Yelich. Got to be mindful of Kane at first. He has swiped 15 bags. It's 4th best in the league. Williams makes sure he'll have none of that. So the walk, no big deal. And Trevor Williams has blanked the Brewers through 3. Then stick around for a post-game Zambelli fireworks show. For tickets, go to pirates.com/fireworks.
Everybody loves the fireworks.
That is confirmed. They are beautiful here.
When you get the vibration off the buildings, and it just bounces off all around the city.
The sound, the look,
yeah,
just a
great show.
The gorgeous backdrop.
Almost a swing by Trevor there. Got a couple base hits.
063 lifetime, better than that this year.
Now we've always said what you want is at-bats as a starter. Pile up the at-bats.
That means you're pitching well, right?
That's right.
And you're leading, probably, right?
Yep. You get 3 at-bats during the game, that means you're doing a good job. You get up 3 times.
Making Arcia make a play there.
Yep, Chassin got the ball up and Trevor gave it a pretty good knock, but Arcia was up to the challenge.
It was a ground ball that helped Chassin get out of the last inning. Pirates had the leadoff man on the first 2 innings.
Josh Harrison, who had one of his trademark base hits, just kind of reach out and just, okay, I'm just going to hit it over the shortstop's head. Kind of a late decision, but well placed.
Just a marksman with that bat.
He is. He got some of the darndest late swings on balls down almost on the dirt, flip them out into the outfield, find the grass.
He's the example of, you know, we talk so much about numbers and tendencies and this and that with all the analytics that are out there. You can't quantify what he does.
No. And that's good. That's what makes him fun.
Yeah, it's instinct. It's, you know, just skill.
Yep. Don't have to put a number on that gut feel.
Behind 2 strikes, but he's having another very fine year. It's the shift on Harrison. The Brewers have been very aggressive already, shifting tonight. Slammed to left, but Ron with enough room.
Hey, there's the thing, that little foot base hit, first time he was up, and now the line drive hit it right on the button. They catch it.
So 2 outs.
Josh, he'll take that kind of an at bat all the time as you watch.
The man from the Queen City just batted. There's Riverboat Queen.
That's from the Gateway Clipper Fleet. What a nice evening to cruise on down the river, down the Allegheny. Party boat. Is that the Empress?
That's the Queen.
That's the Queen. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Making her way to the point. Great place to be late evening, summertime.
Oh yeah, a lot of parties, a lot of proms, a lot of graduations.
This whole area, if you've not been, maybe in our farther areas of our audience, this is what you need to do. Come on out, check it out. So much to do during the day. Make it a weekend or make it a few days here. Great city.
The Armada is out, not in full force.
Yeah, if you come by land, come by sea. Oh, that's gorgeous here. Trying to start something here with 2 outs.
So far, a whole lot of pitching going on. No score in the ball game.
By 2 guys that I like how you kind of cobbled them together a little bit, because you know they're not going to overpower you. They have below average velocity fastballs, which doesn't mean anything if you're able to locate it. Mix your pitches. And so far both these men have done that today. 0s through 3. Susie Cool, our friend, is back and working down the sidelines tonight. And working Salem, Virginia for the ball club there. Taylor down the lines as well tonight. I think they do such a fantastic job. I mean, they're the best down there. You never see a ball get by them.
They make the plays.
Good to see Susie back here. Jessie's got bumped off her spot for the time being. Kind of like the Pirates outfield right now. They just rotate, right?
Yep.
Everybody's capable, and they. Milwaukee's had a little bit of that same kind of thing. Ryan Braun's played some first base this year for the first time in his life. They've got 4 outfielders that they like to play. So Domingo Santana not in there tonight.
There's first out, and while we have a moment, want to send a great big birthday wish out for Katie Fahey. Katie, we're not going to say what birthday this is, but you've not only been watching Pirate baseball for years, you've been watching Pirate baseball for decades, and we can't tell you how much we appreciate you caring about your buccos down there in the Wheeling area. So happy birthday, Katie. Thinking about you. We're going to win this one for you.
Happy birthday, Katie. Who will strike first? Williams, 2 pitches into the inning, he's got 2 outs.
Always love that. Always love that.
This is a really nice comeback outing so far for Trevor Williams.
And who knows, maybe we're going to catch the Brewers in a little flat spot. They lost their last 2 games. That was in Philadelphia, wasn't it? And now they're coming over here. Maybe we can make a little statement in this first game. There's a lot of baseball to be played, and nothing is established yet. But you like the way Trevor Williams is going about his business.
Now, right now, the Brewers beginning a long stretch of games primarily at home. This is a little 3-game roadie, and then they have another 4-game trip at Cincinnati. That's it for a month of baseball. The rest for Craig Counsell's bunch is at Miller Park. So if you can get them here on your home turf, they may be collecting some wins at their place. So try to catch them while you can. And they took 2 out of 3 at Miller Park before, did the Pirates. Too early to tell, but maybe the Pirates are back to playing some of that baseball. A month ago, the Pirates were in first place. The Brewers have been in there pretty much since then. Cubs, I think, 1 or 2 days.
Working exclusively down off that corner and missing off that corner.
Second walk issued by Williams. Sundays are Kids Days here at PNC Park, and this Sunday they'll take on the Diamondbacks at 1:35, and all kids 14 and younger take home a drawstring bag. Thanks to MLB Network. Plus, before the game, you can enjoy all that family fun out on Federal Street, and then after the game, kids can run the bases on the field. Go to pirates.com/kidsdays for your tickets. That's always fun. That was nice for Father's Day to be able to see all the kids running out there. Mine didn't make it all the way, but I've been able to get down there after a game before. That's fun to be able to run around with them.
They realize it's a long trip.
Yeah.
It is a long trip, but yeah, hey, you're on a big league baseball surface. And this ballpark is a certain look from looking from the stands out on the field, but if you're out on the field, it is a spectacular scene. Look at everything you get to look at here at PNC Park.
Your heroes just played 20 minutes before right on this surface. You get to run around. That's what's fun.
Yep. I got my calls from both sons Sunday. So yeah, guys, the checks will be in the mail. Yeah, thank you.
I got a card. Our older daughter helped make a card for me.
Personally designed.
Yeah, personally designed. There you go. Yeah.
Nothing better. You know what you do? You see some of those framed when you go around different households, because when your kid at a young age makes something sometimes it's a treasure that you hold on. There's nothing like it when one of your kids makes something for you. Bring home something they made at school. It's great. Every time you look at it, you feel good.
I'm getting to like this Father's Day. Only my third one so far, so. It was a nice day at the ballpark.
They get better and better.
Yeah.
They get better and
better. That's nice to know. Some Brew Crew fans making their way into the park. It's a long drive for folks if they're coming in from northern Illinois or Wisconsin. First hit for the Brewers.
You don't mind that, but just soon not have it after a free pass when the first 2 outs are delivered on 2 pitches. What you want to do is finish off those half innings.
I might buy you another later on.
That's right. Extend your evening.
Here's Kratz. Well-traveled catcher, 38 years old.
Saw some time with the Pirates.
Began his career and then came back for a second stint. Been with 12 different organizations, either in spring training, the minor leagues, or the big leagues.
You combine that with Chassin, what's it, 19 different teams?
They've probably been teammates 2 or 3 times somewhere.
So far, 3 home runs. Not known for his power, but he's gotten 3 of them over the fence. 9th season.
And that's
7 home runs.
That's only in 630 at bats.
He knows how to take a left when he gets down to first base.
Yeah. So in a whole major league career, he's got about a season's worth of ABs. Maybe not for a catcher, but for a regular leadoff type hitter. Perseverance.
I'll tell you, we've got some breeze, some air moving around up here, but getting to the ballpark today, it was 93 degrees, so it's not like it was. It's gotten a little more comfortable. The pitchers start to feel it when it's this hot.
Oh, reading some of the comments from Joe Musgrove after the game, said, you know what, he was just not used to getting fatigued like that. He has not pitched that often, has not pitched a day game in that heat yesterday, and says he's going to try to figure out some ways to kind of combat that. Stay sharper.
Better get used to it because you're going to be pitching some day games, Sunday afternoons.
Good pitch.
Down and in and getting enough of the strike zone. See if you can finish him off. Almost. You got some swings and misses with a couple breaking balls like that in the second inning. They were a little further out. And you get the swings and misses. That one could have been a little further out. Pratt stays alive.
Arcia hoping that he bats this inning. Williams trying to finish off this 2-out rally after a walk and a single. Everything on the perimeter pretty much.
Oh, good pick. Good pick by Josh Bell. They'd still be running. It would be a 2-0 ball game. Well done.
Now that Brewers didn't decide to go back. There have only been 16 catcher pickoffs in all of baseball this season throughout every single team. So it doesn't happen very often. The Brewers just decided to advance on that throw.
Glove save. And yeah, they were kind of caught in the middle. But then the throw down to first base was probably going to be late if Josh gets it chest high, but he saved a whole lot. Missed
by a pixel.
So close. That's about as close as it gets without getting the call.
Well, that's the right call. Williams, who showed some rare frustration in his last start, seemed a little bit peeved by that. See if he can focus to get the final out here. Comes back with an even better pitch. Kratz called out on strikes. And the Brewers strand 2 in scoring position.
It's a perfect pitch. It's close, but you see it's got part of that line. If it's got part of that line, it is a strike, and it's a perfect strike. And Eric Kratz not happy about it, not happy at all, and actually spent a little time discussing it with Larry Vanover.
Who was very patient with Kratz and let him explain. This inning starting like how Williams is dead on the mound. 1 pitch and 1 out on a ground out to short. Marte 0 for 2. Now Colin Moran. He has been very steady here in his rookie campaign.
Yep, actually, I keep saying it probably too often, but we were wondering what we were going to get out of a new left fielder and a new third baseman, and I think we're pleased on both accounts.
Well, the Pirates entering play tonight 8th out of the 30 teams in runs per game. So I mean, they've had a greatly improved offense. I mean, they were one of the lowest scoring teams in baseball last year, and the year before they were not far from that either. So
you got to point a finger at the inconsistency of the pitching. Scoring a bunch of runs and you're not winning.
Yeah, you look at overall, you think about the Pirates. Starting pitching has been pretty much in the middle of the pack all year. The bullpen for 40 games was among the best. Last 20 games among the worst. So point to consistency. It's, boy, is that the name of the game or what?
It is. It really is.
Individually and collectively. Brewers have had a bit of a downturn with their bullpen here in the month of June. Whereas they had very few letdowns prior to that.
Every team has streaks, good and bad. Simple as that.
Chacin able to retire Moran. Francisco Cervelli is coming up. Look at the lowdown of the Nationals adding to their bullpen Kelvin Herrera, the Royals closer, coming over for 3 minor leaguers. That's going to help solidify them. They recently had some news that Brandon Kinsler is put on the shelf, and I mean they're going for it this year. They got all their key players are free agents, so they got to make it a run, and so they're going for it.
Kansas City just struggling mightily. 22 wins. They make that deal, trying to maybe shore up their system.
And Cervelli is 2 for 2. Two-out single, and nicely looked like he got his hands in on that one.
Chassin saying, well, made a mistake and got to pay for it.
Now Josh Bell.
Chassin has given up just 6 home runs. Josh has hit 4. A little quick with the body out that time, trying to get the arm to catch up. Doesn't work that way. You get the body out that way, that far out in front, that ball's going to tail up and away to the left-hand hitter. Got to have everything together at the point of release. Comes right back in with a really good-looking breaking ball. It's hard to lay off. Sophia Loren looked good for a long time.
Well hit, but right on the ground to VR, and that ends that. So a pitcher's duel forming. Still no score.
The Bucks and the Brew Crew on the North Shore. Well, got some good news from the minors, and then this evening's AT&T Achieving More. How about Nick Kingham and Will Craig won their respective Player and Pitcher of the Week awards. Nick Kingham, the International League's Pitcher of the Week. He threw 8 shutout innings in his first start after being sent back for the 3rd time this year to the minor leagues. He did not allow a base runner until the 7th inning and allowed 1 clean hit the entire game. Look at Will Craig, first-round pick 2 years ago out of Wake Forest University, Eastern League Player of the Week. Look at the numbers he put up with 5 homers and 12 RBIs. That is an unbelievable week. But back to Kingham for a second. You look at a guy who made his big league debut not that long ago, Joe and Steve. He's been sent down 3 times since then. And manager Clint Hurdle said, hey, when I talk to these guys, I tell them what I got, I tell them what I saw, and we encourage them to continue to work on that. He goes, Kingham goes right down every time. He focuses on what he can control, and he puts in his work like he's supposed to do. Doesn't get too frustrated, or at least if he does, he doesn't show it, and goes right back to work. Some real good qualities you're seeing from these guys, especially Kingham, despite getting sent down 3 times in 1 year and having pretty good numbers here as a big leaguer, guys.
Well, it's just a matter of time. I don't think it's a matter of if, it's a matter of when he is going to be a major league starter on a pretty consistent basis. So, yeah, he continues to very, very impressive. And Will Craig, what a great baseball name, Will Craig.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like a ball player, and he's playing like a ball player. The numbers there are just astounding for a week.
Sometimes, right, if you know, you get sent back down, and it's not a knock on your ability. I mean, the way you started your career, right?
Well,
I
got sent back down after a rookie year. Yep.
And didn't come back up for the next year, right? You had a little
at a rookie year, and then stayed in the minor leagues the whole year the next year, pretty much. And well, you get a taste, and you want to get back. It's a good life, and so that's so okay. I got some stuff to work on. We had a managerial change, but that's got really nothing to do with it. You are your own inspiration. You make your own progress, or you don't. Well,
and nothing that Kingham did here has changed the minds of the Pirates, who were already very high on
They
him.
like him a lot.
Yeah,
they really do.
Yolis Chassis.
Jolis.
Williams calling for it, but Bell will record the second out. How's your wife Karen doing?
Thank you. She's doing well. She had some kind of major back surgery, infusion, and some stenosis work, but recovering nicely. I continue to make my progress with doing laundry. I don't mind all those chores. I really don't. It's just when I do the windows, the scaffolding, putting the scaffolding up. I mean, that's that's major. But yeah, so far so good, and we're very happy with the progress. Thanks for asking. She's got a lot of nice calls and letters, and I'm learning things that I never thought I'd learn about keeping a house together.
You said you're doing laundry?
I did. I
mean, this is looking good. I mean, your shirt looks like it's ironed. It's
no. This is the second month for this one.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we're going to clean it next month.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, let me give you an idea.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, it's good. It's time I learned probably some responsibilities after 55 years. So it's all good. Happy to help out.
And we're glad to hear that Karen's doing well. We've been thinking of her, so.
Yep. Thanks.
That's good. It's good news.
Good news now for Trevor Williams. Continues to work nicely.
That'll get you loose.
Up and in. Nothing wrong with that. That's not going to hit anybody. It might buy you a little room on the outside part of the plate. And you have to make sure that the hitters are aware that you have a presence out there and that you own part of the plate.
Foul tip. Strikes him out in a 1-2-3 inning for Williams. Just a 10-pitch inning, and he has blanked the Brewers over 5 here tonight. Hey, there's Amy King.
Hey, Amy.
She, one of our camera operators, was getting a deserved night off. Where she spent it? At the ball yard.
Taking in a ball game. Yep. Why not? She's from a baseball family. Her dad, Nellie, a player for the Pirates, a broadcaster for so many years. Her mom, Bernadette, nice people we spent a lot of time with in the South Hills for a lot of years. Good people. And Amy's a great friend. Nellie was, to say Nellie was a prince of a guy, and he worked with Bob for so many years. But he was as much of a gentleman as anybody I've run across in the game. Thought the absolute world of Nellie King. And Amy has remained a great friend for all these years. Saw her and her sisters grow up. Just good thoughts. You see Amy King and you think about what a good person she is and what a good family she represents.
When we talk about Nellie, it makes me think about the other day when you were down in Florida for a few hours, you know, but for a very good reason, to memorialize Bruce Keeson.
Yeah, it was a wonderful tribute to he and his family by so many people. It turned out at the Bridge Church down in Bradenton Saturday. It was an honor to go down and say a few words. We had 8 speakers as Polanco reaches base, including 2 Hall of Famers. Goose Gossage was there. Bruce and he did a lot of hunting out in the West, and he had wonderful stories. Burt Blyleven attended, still broadcasting for the Twins, but flew in from Minnesota or wherever they were, and then after the ceremony went back and did the game Saturday night. And Joe Bilodeau, our alumni coordinator, and I flew down early, did the game Friday night, and then got up at 3 and got on a 5 a.m. plane, and it was an honor to be there. It was a celebration of a life very well lived and time spent on this earth very well distributed. Bruce Keeson, just a wonderful man. He was a great pitcher, a better man. I'd put it that way.
Well, thanks for representing us down there, Steve.
It was an honor. Milt May spoke. Jim Rooker spoke. A lot of Pirates. Donnie Robinson, Rennie Stennett. A lot of people from the Bradenton area where Bruce and Anne Marie have made their home for so many years. So, just a lucky thing to cross paths with a man of that stature that I learned a lot from, even though I was a lot older. Great break.
Polanco got a huge jump, no chance. Stolen base number 4 for Polanco. And now the opponent's 11 for 11 against Eric Kratz behind the plate.
Once he gets those long legs going after a good start, took off a little bit early, and that helped him get the call as wound up being not really a close play.
Well,
the foot is in.
Well, he comes off the base right there in baseball in 2018. And the Brewers are going to challenge this, and this may go against the Pirates' way. There's at least a good chance there that the tag was still on him when he popped off the bag.
So he gets there in plenty of time. The glove coming around late. That one foot is off. Now, what about the foot? See where RC almost has his foot between Polanco's foot and the bag? Or I'm sorry, VR. Could he have blocked his return to contact with the base?
Yeah, looks like indeed. Okay, yeah, he's safe. There's no tag yet.
Let's see the foot. The left foot is blocking his foot. But is the tag still maintained? So we'll let him sort it out.
Yeah, the Brewers are challenging this, so if they don't win it, they'll be out of challenges the rest of the game here in the 5th inning. The umpires in New York seem to have a ruling, and that ruling is out. The Brewers win the challenge, and that's one of those plays that replay causes. You'd never see that with the naked eye. But on the Allegheny Health Network Supermo,
see the feet.
And he's caught stealing 2 to 4. Second baseman covering. That's a big swing. He got such a great jump.
Now, could that be really scored as a stolen base and a pickoff?
Nope, just a regular old caught stealing.
But he was safe. He established that he was safe, and then they established he was out. Interesting. Stupid question, but
no, I mean, you know, baseball in 2018 or these recent years, we would never see that unless the guy slid all the way off second base or failed to hold on to the bag at the end.
It's still caught stealing. He could slide into left field and still caught stealing. Right? No?
No, it's until the play's complete. Now, if they're running, like for instance, a batted ball is a batter runner going around.
But I mean, if he's going to steal a base and he slides across the base and he's safe, but he keeps going, they get him out.
Then he's caught stealing. Yeah. And if he slides all the way into left field, we'll just laugh because that would be really funny.
Still caught stealing.
So now, instead of having a man in scoring position and all this stuff developing, there are 2 outs with the pitcher coming up.
It was okay because he's pitching real well. that part of it's good. But yeah, the early opportunity's gone.
Well, you talk about pitchers getting at bats. This is Williams' second. Will he get a third tonight? With the way that, I mean, the Pirates have not generated much against Chacín, so they haven't brought him up until the 5th inning for the second time.
Nobody's hitting.
The difference is Chacín coming into the game. He had been on a roll and has continued that. Williams is kind of reversing course. Right at the right time with the first place Brewers in town tonight.
Yep. So if you like pitching, a whole lot of pitching going on. Chacín, by the way, coming off that stretch we told you, he lost his first decision, then has won the last 6. Coming off a great outing against the Cubs where he had 6 shutout innings, I believe. Yes, 4 hits.
That one smacked. But Yelich had him played well. Yeah, the Pirates down in the 5th, still in a 0-0 game.
And may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Here on this hot night, late spring, technically not summer yet, but it feels like it.
Hot pitching. Some moves, some dance moves.
Look at our Nissan road ahead and the probables for tomorrow's game. Freddie Peralta expected to be called out for the Brewers against Jamison Tyone. Peralta with 13 strikeouts in his major league debut. Tyone has been on a roll. That's tomorrow's action beginning at 6:30, and then Brent Suter, who is pitching better as of late. You can say the same for Chad Kuhl as well. Another night game, 6:30. The action right here on AT&T Sportsnet. There's Chad Kuhl. More reason to smile lately for him. He has been pitching very well.
And was it Friday he pitched so well, getting out of jams and fighting his way through a start?
That slider has been so sharp.
Right now, the sharp pitcher is on the mound for the Pirates, just giving up 1 hit so far, and that was the single by VR.
Got 2, 3, and 4 in the inning with Yelich leading it off.
Just thinking about that, the big part of the Brewers' batting order to deal with.
And you outlined it when we began the broadcast tonight, Steve, about, Williams has no problem throwing strikes, but where are those strikes, and what are you seeing tonight from him?
Better strikes. He's staying out the middle part of that grid, and it sounds so simple, but that's what he's doing. That's why he's succeeding. And it's a good hitting Brewer team.
Getting a chase.
Boy, that is nice. Going back outside. And he's got Yelich twice now. And Trevor Williams doing some serious pitching.
6 strikeouts.
See, that ball has a little fade to it, little turnover, maybe a little two-seam action to take it out away from the Yelich bat. Nice work.
Nice change of pace. The old let-up ball. Williams very fastball dominant. Throws a greater percentage of fastballs than any starter in baseball, but tonight we're seeing that secondary stuff really play too.
Now you saw one of those strikes there that he got a swing and a miss on, but you don't want to make a living throwing the last pitch that he just threw. But you don't always get hurt. That's a better location right there. You see the first pitch up and out over the plate, and against Ryan Braun, you're going to get hurt if you stay there.
Milwaukee's career leader in home runs.
That's one of the reasons he's so good. He can protect against a perfect pitch in that 0-2 count. Stay alive.
He's fallen from the elite, but
not very far.
Right. If you make a mistake, I mean, he can hit more than mistakes, but if you make a mistake, he'll look just like he did a few years ago.
Right. Yeah. And back then he didn't miss many mistakes.
Yeah.
Let's see what they want to do. 0-2 here. Stay off the plate with another off-speed pitch. The let up, as you like to say. I love those old terms. How good is that? How about that team photo? Yeah. Well, he turned it over. It was a little hot to handle.
Hard to get a posed picture with a youngin like that.
So you see with that grid right there, Trevor all over the place, trying to find a place to finish off this at bat, and he still has the edge. He still has a pitch or two to play with.
Try another 1-2. And a foul tip. He strikes him out.
Boy, is he good tonight.
Williams has struck out 3 in a row. 7 Brewers overall tonight.
This is a pitch you can't do much with, but you really can't take either because it has a late movement downstairs. Didn't get down to it. He's asking would have been a strike, and every umpire will say yes. And that will not, that will cause the conversation not to be extended.
7 strikeouts for Williams, ties a season high. He's gotten 3 on foul tips. He's gotten 2 looking.
This is it's like a solid case of redemption here for Trevor.
Well,
more than solid.
Yeah, credit. The Pirates. I mean, it's easy to react to a stretch of games, but looking as Neil Huntington put it, the body of work coming in, and Made 40 major league starts. And since he'd become a regular starter, an ERA under 4, which is above average. And tonight, much better than above average. He's been about close to perfect. Look at this one on our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl. Tonight, goose eggs across. Pirates looking to change that here in the 6th.
Just the 59th pitch that Chassin has delivered. And he's the type of pitcher that really doesn't surprise you. He throws a lot of strikes. They look attractive. The ball's put in play. Outs are made. Sometimes if he doesn't make the good pitches, then the outs aren't made and you have a rough outing. But he's been in a pretty good groove recently. And you shut out the Cubs for 6 innings on 4 hits. And then you rinse and repeat here so far.
Trying to hurry up a little bit.
Trevor Williams, you just don't know what you're going to see in a given night, but he has proven he's capable of these things. And he's just really trucking right along. He's done a great job. I've been very impressed with his changeup. I think he's used it very, very good. There's the one-handed swing again, but he got too much of it.
Jay 1 for 3 now tonight. It's a whole new ball game with RBI Baseball 18. RBI Baseball 18 delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18. It's available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone. Another thing I've been impressed with tonight is you got 2 pitchers. Proof positive that, for a, high school, prep pitchers or whatever, you don't have to be going in and lighting up the radar gun.
That's right.
Just to light up the radar gun. If you can pitch, you can pitch at this level and be dominant. Now you got to.
You're exactly right.
You can't throw 40 miles an hour, but
No, hey, if you're throwing anything over 90 miles an hour, that's a very honest fastball. You can work off that very nicely, and both these guys are doing that.
Chassin has not had trouble in any inning tonight, pitch-wise. 13's been the max. That was last inning.
Another comfortable out. The thing too, when you compare, I'm going to go back to Williams for a minute. The last 5 starts, 21 innings pitched, 20 earned runs given up. he'll be the first one to tell you that's awful. But then that's gone. That's done. That's done. He started a game after the anthem tonight, and he's been absolutely terrific. So I give him a lot of credit. You got to work. You got to break. It's like breaking scar tissue. You got to go out there. Let me try it again tonight. Let me try it. Doesn't work. Let me go out and try it next time. And so this is the next time so far.
I liked another comment that Neil Huntington said too, paraphrasing, but you know, if you look over a guy's shoulder all the time, it reminds me, Polanco had some struggles after he had come up that second season. Clint Hurdle said, "This is my right fielder," and then he broke out of it at that time and played well the rest of the season. You know, that's I'm sure part of the reason that helps these guys be able to perform. Chassin needs 8 pitches to retire the Pirates in order in the 6th.
Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. We'll beat anybody's price. Find out more at barrel.com. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Great ball game tonight. No score as we enter the 7th inning.
Chris Hunter in the stands enjoying the ball game tonight.
How can you not enjoy the ball game tonight?
Part of the Pirates management team.
Well, we had that feeling coming in. You know, even though it is mid-June, the Pirates are playing a little better lately. And an opportunity with the Brewers right here on your home turf. You win, you gain a game no matter what.
Boy, it's hard to do, but this young man right here is getting it done. He is flat out getting it done.
And some of our Point Park tweets, kind of has that feel of Arrieta where the opposing hitters look helpless.
This is the kind of night you'd like to score 9 runs and just back up this effort and hope he comes away with a win. It's going to be a positive thing anyway, but you'd love a comfort level if you could, but it's been all pitching with Chassin and Williams.
He's been in this situation before. Last August against the Dodgers, Pirates didn't even have a hit for him, and he went out and blanked the Dodgers over 8 innings. Wasn't around for the decision, but the Pirates ultimately breaking up Rich Hill's no-hitter in the 10th on that game-winning leadoff home run by Josh Harrison.
Yep. That's a memory right there.
One of my favorite games.
Atom ball. Boy, can you use that when you're working on the kind of game that Trevor is working on. The atom ball. Hit it right on the button, right at one of your defenders. Helps the pitch count, too, as he is up to 92.
Cricket Brault starting to get up.
Yep. Clint checking out the opposing lineup, thinking about matchups. And that could be critical matchups when you got a 0-0 ball game. As one more perfected, delivered, but doesn't get the call. That's just all that it was, a perfect pitch.
Williams at 93 pitches. Kratz has had some trouble at the plate. He's had sweat in his eyes. Now he's got some gnats or whatever that is.
Got called out earlier.
Williams' spot is not due up till 6th in the bottom half of this inning.
Those are two pitches that are really nicely delivered. He's just hitting on all cylinders right now. He's given up one hit and he's just throwing pitch after pitch, making good pitches deep into this ball game. And he's just staying right there. I tell you, those are three dandies, 3 in a row. He's ahead 1 and 2 in the count.
Kratz has seen a lot of balls over the plate through the years.
Yeah, he has.
Catcher.
Yeah. Right now, Trevor is not hoping to hit spots. He's expecting to.
Might have broken his bat on that. Got time. 9-pitch inning. Anything you can do, I can do better. Williams says he has been brilliant through 7 scoreless innings tonight.
This is what you call a baseball game.
Gotta love it. Who will strike first?
Might only take one. That point you're talking about. Just get him a point.
Yeah.
Because get him a point here, he gets 6 more outs, he gets a win. Now, we saw that with Chad Kuhl the other night, taken out for a pinch hitter, but they scored enough to make it work.
Moran has homered in each of the 2 previous games. That's a solid single. Haven't seen too many well-hit balls above the ground tonight against Chassis.
Well, we've got the right guy coming up, don't we? Mr. Belly, 2 for 2. Just your basic line drive base hit. Not trying to pull that ball, sending it over the head of the shortstop.
Bat meets ball, that's all. Pirates have had the leadoff man on now in 4 of the innings. Have yet to advance a runner to third.
A couple of lonely third base coaches.
Spectators so far. That's about all they've been doing tonight. There's the signs. Driving the run. Okay, I'll do that.
Looked a little awkward.
I don't know if Kratz had called for that or not. Kratz's 9th game with Milwaukee.
Yeah, the smile, yeah. When a pitcher does that in the middle of a tense game, yeah, that's me. It's on me. Both of these guys have been around, Kratz and Chassin. So probably no need for a conference. Hey, you know what the signs are? Yeah, they do. Minor misstep.
Josh Hader, who has been certainly the best non-closer in baseball.
Put on a lot of weight, hasn't he?
Well, it's all that breeze cooling him off tonight. He's had so many strikeouts. That's why you want to build a lead against Milwaukee. Chassin only at 71 pitches, so I mean, his spot's due up second next innings. You figure that would be it in a scoreless game. Williams allowing 1 hit through 7. Pirates have collected 5 hits after the Moran leadoff single. He's running.
No contest.
He's out by a furlong. Could that be another missed sign?
Yeah. Yeah, he's looking all the way. He's expecting that ball to be put in play, and as you can see the result of the missed sign. And that's the first base steal that Eric Kratz has struck out, or thrown out, excuse me.
Well, the Polanco ball over steal overturned, and then this first 2 tonight, all season for Kratz. And that Cervelli walks, so go figure, right? I mean, if they don't put on the hit and run, then if it turned out the same way, which you never know if it would or wouldn't. So Cervelli replaces Moran in essence, but 1 out. He's been on base all 3 times tonight. Probably Kamara Barty probably telling him before that, you know, hey, we had the hit and run on. That's just missed it. It happens. Makes sense too with a guy like Chassin, throws a lot of strikes. Bell 0 for 2 today. That one sneaks through. Cervelli turns the bag and heads to third, and the Pirates have a man 90 feet away for the first time tonight.
And just a game of inches. That was so close to being a double play, but he hit it hard enough just to get it beyond the reach. And now the Pirates set up shop. And they're 90 feet away from getting not only the first run, but keeping Trevor Williams in a position to get a win.
That close. Now, Chassin has not retired a batter this inning. Single, walk, single. Caught stealing, getting the only out. So Craig Counsell chatting with Larry Vanover. He's going to make a double switch here. Chassin running out of gas on a hot night. Josh Hader, who has been as good as anybody.
Well, he wants a strikeout now with runners on first and third to get a big second out. That's the plan here for the Milwaukee Brewers.
And Hader has struck out 54% of the batters he's faced this year. He's been the top strikeout man in baseball, and he's coming on here in the 7th. tonight. Look at our lows. Whole team together. The Pirates have driven in more runs on sacrifice flies than any other team in baseball, and by a good margin. And the individual leaders for the Pirates, Bell and Polanco, top two on the team and among the NL leaders in sacrifice flies. So the left end batting Polanco will stay in against the lefty Josh Hader.
This is an interesting matchup right here. Sogard at second base. Hader, 38 innings, 75 strikeouts. Those are the operative numbers.
.098 opposing batting average. He has been the best reliever out there.
In case you're wondering, he has not thrown a wild pitch to this point in the season. The old roundhouse breaking ball.
Polanco has reached base 6 straight times dating back to yesterday.
There's 94-mile-an-hour sidearm stuff to put him out in front 0-2.
And normally you'd see a pitch in that location and you'd think, well, that's a pitch he connects on, but Hader is.
That angle is so tough.
Yeah.
Left-hand pitcher coming across like that. It's like he's coming down the first baseline.
That's what he's been doing all season. He has 76 strikeouts in just over 38 innings.
That's good stuff with a lot of difficulty hanging in there on when he gives you that sidearm angle.
Hader would lead the Pirates in strikeouts right now.
And working out of the bullpen.
Out of the bullpen. That is how much of a strikeout artist he's been. And he leads the Brewers too, for that matter. Now a 2-out chance for Mercer.
He's picked up 6 saves as Hader. But, you're bringing him in here in the first and third situation where you need the strikeout. Obvious move.
Down the line. Here comes the game's first run. Jordy Mercer drives home Cervelli. It'll go as a double. And the Pirates strike first tonight.
How about that? How about that? Clutch stuff from the Pirates shortstop.
Tough, but not impossible. And Mercer, who's been swinging a hot bat, mints a lead for Trevor Williams.
He is now the pitcher of record. And that ball right in that zone, and Jordy jumps on it.
Right down the line. Mercer. RBI double. 1-0 Pirates here in the 7th.
Head on.
David Freese will pinch hit. Hasn't seen that too often.
Head cheek. Jordy was on it.
That's a huge hit. Well, now with second and third.
Let's add on.
Yeah, Freese has had a couple of pinch hit singles this week. Mercer with the double down the line, his 16th of the season.
Well, David can really look for something sweet right now.
A lot of room for David Freese. Left center and left of center.
Look for something, David, right now. Thought it might have been a little high, but Taylor gets the call.
Too high, he says.
See Vanover saying no, shaking his head.
Williams now eligible for a win if Kyle Crick and assumedly Felipe Vasquez would be able to hold it, as Freese pinch hitting for Williams here, officially ending his night. That's some nasty stuff from Hader.
At 94, 95 miles an hour from a difficult angle.
Ball 4. Freese works the walk, and now the base is full of buccos. And the Brewers haven't seen this very often this year. As Derek Johnson coming out, the pitching coach. Hader allowing one of the two inherited runners to score. He's been all but automatic, and Mercer coming through with that double.
That's called looking for a pitch, getting it, and making it count.
Cervelli working the walk. Well, this inning looked like it might have stalled after the spoiled hit and run, but instead Pirates have had 5 of the 6 men that have come up in this inning reach base.
Now you wonder, as Kratz and Hader talk about Josh Harrison, is Josh loves to jump on a first pitch. I wonder if he's just looking for something right off the bat, because a lot of times he won't wait around. If he sees something he likes, he goes.
And Harrison's been the best with runners in scoring position for the Pirates this season. 423, and he's got the sacks packed here in the 7th. A run in. How about that first career grand slam? He's got that look.
And there's a heck of a save right there for Kratz. We told you that Hader has not thrown a wild pitch, and that double kind of shook him a little bit. The double scored the run, and then the free pass, and now almost a wild pitch. And Kratz gets the glove save, or that would have been a huge second run.
If Jay Hay didn't have that good of a vertical, that would have been another run. Five of the last 6 have been wide from Hader since that double.
Got his attention. Came right in and struck out Polanco, but that double shook him.
Now 1-1.
Again, not that 98, 97, 99 mile an hour speed, but he is tough to pick up.
And just about equally as tough against right-handed batters, but I would imagine it's got to be a lot easier.
Times 10 with the lefties.
Yeah.
Where that front foot is a little twitchy. Surrounded by Pirates.
Well, they get a run on the Mercer double. If Jay Hay hits something to the outfield here, Mercer could score from second. Here with 2 outs, could pick up 2 more. Maybe more than that.
Josh knows that he's had a couple of good pitches to hit in terms of location.
Base is loaded, 2 outs. Another good stop by Kratz.
Yeah, he's overthrowing now. And Kratz is going out to tell him, stop it. Stop doing that.
A 38-year-old catcher counseling the 24-year-old reliever.
And that's not the best technique on the backhand side. You'd like to slide the glove the other way, but he stayed with a breaking ball that could have bounced all over the plate. Doesn't necessarily break the same way as the direction it's coming in. Sometimes it'll reverse with that kind of breaking ball spin. But a couple of top-notch saves.
Base is full of buckos. And 3-2 now on Jay.
Showtime.
Nowhere to put him.
We'd love to get at least one more, just to give you a little wiggle room.
Oh, base hit to score a pair here. They'll be in the motion, I think, right?
Yeah.
To the outfield at least.
Counsell knows that Hader is really laboring. He's really laboring.
Time asked for and granted. Enable the closer moving. A late called strike 3. The Pirates will have to settle for 1. They've got the lead 1-0.
And your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
On this gorgeous night, an even better ball game. 1-0 Pirates.
Yeah, everything's beautiful. The ball game and that shot right there. So if we can finish the deal, this would be something that's pretty special. Josh giving Hader all he wanted, but Hader wound up throwing him a perfect pitch.
Mercer driving in the run with that double. Counsell going to his secret weapon, and the Pirates were able to convert.
Kyle Crick coming in to try to protect it. 23 innings, 23 strikeouts. A little bit of an issue with control. 13 free passes, and you don't want any of that right now. Strikes.
He's got the 8, 9, and 1 spots coming up. Arcia, then Sogard came in on a double switch, and then Kane.
This Aguilar.
Aguilar to pinch hit. Thank you. So pinch hitting for the shortstop here, the big slugger, with an opportunity to tie it. That's kind of his game.
There's a strike, but a little bit of a shaky one inside. You want that breaking ball 99.9% of the time out away. They've surprised him a little bit seeing that curve inside. That's better. I don't know the difference between curves and sliders anymore, so bear with me. It's a breaking ball.
Yeah, that's Bob and I had this conversation yesterday. Just call it a breaking ball. Yeah, he's trying to teach me.
Good work, solid work at third base.
First man out in the 8th. On Saturday, the Pirates taking on the Diamondbacks at 4:05, and the first 20,000 fans at the ballpark take home a Sean Rodriguez walk-off bobblehead thanks to Central Blood Bank. Before the game, come on out to the Jim Beam block party on Federal Street featuring live music, food trucks, and John Candelaria is going to be signing autographs. So go to pirates.com/bobbleheads. Get your tickets.
The Candyman, he knows something about shutouts.
There's Sean Rodriguez. Commemorating that home run that he had in his first game back with the Pirates last year.
Little 98-mile-an-hour action against Eric Sogard.
That velocity has continued to tick up as the season's gone on. Ooh, off his glove at the last moment. What a play by Jay.
Yep. Do you love that in a 1-0 game? Do you love that play in a 1-0 game in the 8th inning? Yeah, the answer is yes. I guess it goes 1-4-3, but put a big circle around the 4. Take a look. The deflection, change of direction, then comes in. Underhand throw on the move. It does not get any better than that when you're in this kind of scenario. Look at that. From every angle, it's beautiful.
Barehanding the ball and then throwing it parallel to the ground.
You look for anything you can get defensively in a 1-0 ball game, and you just got absolutely more than you asked for from Josh Harrison right there.
Defense is important. And
yep, you can't have good pitching without good defense.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want great defense, and you just got it.
Now Lorenzo Cain 0 for 3. Still can't believe that play.
Don't put this man on the base pass, either base hit or a walk, because he'll raise Cain. A 1-0 ball game, he'll want to run.
Barnes quickly dispatching Cain. Crick doing the job by getting a little help from his friends. Josh Harrison, an all-star play, and keeping the Brewers quiet at the plate.
Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. I did that for you.
Double off Josh Hader last inning. So tomorrow's Twitter Tuesday here on AT&T Sports Center. Our guest will be that man sitting right in the middle, Stephen Brault. Include the hashtag Bucks Tuesday with any question you ask, and He has a pretty busy day tomorrow. Not only does he have to make himself available to pitch in the ballgame coming out of the bullpen, he's going to answer questions at Twitter Tuesday, but he is also going to sing the national anthem. And as you see the tweet that he sent out, it's like baseball, only it's singing instead. Hashtag Let's Go Bucks. So if you want to ask Stephen Brault about singing the national anthem, by all means do it. Include the hashtag Bucks Tuesday. Now, for those that may not have closely followed Stephen Brault's career, Joe and Steve, he's the lead singer in a band, so this is not strange territory for him. And I'm sure he'll do a great job.
Thank you, Robbie, and looking forward to that tomorrow. Tonight, a 1-0 game as the Brewers make several changes. Jesus Aguilar in at third. Eric Sogard moved over to short. Hernan Perez at second. There's the bespectacled Sogard handling that play.
A lot of pressure pitching in the Major League ball game and singing the anthem in front of thousands of people.
Third pitcher of the night from Milwaukee, Jacob Barnes.
I was referring to Brault, not Barnes.
Good numbers for him. Chacin on the hook right now. Williams in position after his 7th brilliant scoreless one-hit inning.
Kind of interesting for Chacin. He just came off a 1-0 win against the Cubs. Now he's on the other side of the coin.
A little breathing room wouldn't hurt.
Love it.
Barnes, another hard thrower. Well, Milwaukee's bullpen has been, I guess, average in June after being one of the best in baseball the first 2 months of the season.
The ebb and flow of a baseball season, and they're in first place.
Yelich tracks it down. Kyle Crick, what a sensational 8th inning, getting that help from that extraordinary defensive play by Josh Harrison. There's Felipe Vasquez. Think about Jay too, called out on strikes with the bases loaded, an opportunity to add on a very borderline pitch, but a strike. And it doesn't mean that that's your last chance to be able to help the team win.
The ability to not carry that out to your position.
Alan Morana single his last time. That inning was all but thwarted when the hit and run sign appeared to not be picked up. He was easily caught stealing. You're thinking, okay, well, there goes that. But then Cervelli draws a walk, and Bell with a base hit. Then later Mercer with a double, driving in a run. Cervelli's been on base all 3 times tonight. He's hoping to get another chance to bat here. If Pirates pitching gets 3 more outs, 1 run might be just enough. Tough night for the Brewers bats.
Yelich not happy with it first at bat. Brian Braun.
Those are the guys that are due up in the 9th. None of them have a hit tonight. VR with a single in the 4th. That's the lone Brewers hit. And those 3 men will try their hand against Felipe Vasquez. Here comes the 9th. Pirates up 1-0. And tomorrow, game 2 of this 3-game series against the Brewers. Jamison Tyone will get the start for the Buccos. He'll be opposed by rookie Freddie Peralta. And our coverage on AT&T Sportsnet begins at 6:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Well, if tomorrow is as good as this one, 1-0 as we go to the 9th. And Felipe Vasquez on for the save.
Looking for 3 outs. Well, what you've looked at is a classic baseball game to this point. You know, Williams has had 3 of these kind of games on April 1st. What, the 6 shutout innings with no hits against Detroit, and then on the 15th of May against the White Sox, 7 shutout innings, and tonight 7 shutout innings. So certainly he has proved he's capable of doing these kind of things, but it was a lot of fun watching him work this evening.
But try to reward him with a win.
Yep, and you're going to have to earn it against this part of the lineup.
Yelich struck out twice against Williams. Vasquez has been so good against lefties. 2 will bat, or due to bat at least, here in the Brewers' 9th.
Let's start him out with a perfecta, 97 miles an hour on the corner.
Vasquez has a few hiccups earlier, but has righted the ship. A different way that he holds the glove. Felt like he was tipping pitches before, now holds it in the same spot every time, just to be sure. And feels more relaxed, thinking less, able to repeat his delivery better.
Now that old song, standing on the corner, working on the corners, watching all the strikes go by.
And a base hit.
And an 0-2 pitch. The spin of the curveball. Good at bat by Christian Yelich. Yep, he knew he made a mistake. Well, wasn't all that bad a pitch. See the reaction.
2 things you don't see very often: a lefty get a hit off him, and someone get a hit off a curveball. So the tying run in Yelich, a good base runner. Pirates employing no doubles defense with Ryan Braun 0 for 3 coming up. Outfield very deep. You see Moran right there on the line at third.
And they're giving him the left field corner. They're kind of got Dickerson over toward left center. Comes away from the fastball, has him out in front. It's even in the count.
Ball and a strike. And now ahead on Braun, 1-2. Braun has grounded into 4 double plays.
Got that ball in far enough where Ryan Braun could not get the good part of the bat on the ball. Crowded him.
Braun is 0 for 4 lifetime against Vasquez.
Good work by Cervelli. You don't want anybody at second base, obviously.
Now they're going to talk this over here. Stern look from Cervelli. Josh Harrison also maybe the sign was.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's getting crossed up. Cervelli out to talk to him emphatically, and Vasquez kind of smiling a little bit. Yep, on me.
Well, that kind of carefree attitude that Vasquez has, that could be a good thing for, you know, coming in tough situations. But also, hey, there's also a time too to buckle down, and I think that was what Cervelli's message entailed somewhat. Just got a piece of it.
That's a good pitch delivered there.
The rare closer who can offer you 4 different pitches and throw them all for strikes plus velocity.
Well, pick the right one out right now.
Been throwing the slider more often. I've been backing away from it a little bit this year.
It's not easy. 9th inning, 1-0 ball game. It's not easy for Mr. Brown or Mr. Vasquez.
Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out in the 9th. And he struck him out.
Looked like the slider, the breaking ball down and in. That is really, really good work. You're on the other side of a very dangerous hitter. This pitch is so good. It just never stopped cutting down and in.
He'd gotten away from it in his last outing, started to use it a little bit more. He hasn't thrown it a ton, but he's only allowed 1 hit on it over the last 2 years combined. None this year. Eric Thames getting the call there, so they leave in the lefty batting Thames, who's never had a hit against Vasquez. They've got Domingo Santana, a right-handed batter.
Very much a strikeout candidate here.
Staying away from him with those first 2 fastballs.
Good chase for Vasquez. Bad chase for Thames.
Hasn't thrown him a strike yet.
Yep, and maybe doesn't have to. He will chase. He will strike out a high percentage of the time. Very much a candidate. And this is the kind of situation we want to get him in. Out in front. Yeah. Put him away. Repeat that pitch that he chased the previous pitch. Let's go there again, because he's not going to hurt you if he hits that. That ball is so far out of the way.
And don't let him size it up. So instead, taking a little off of it, just in case he was starting to get an eye for it.
See if we can put the lid on this thing.
Back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff single.
Pirate fans seeing a dandy baseball game so far. But you got to finish.
Tying run at first. 2 outs for Hernan Perez. He's 0 for 3 lifetime against Vasquez.
I like the fact that Vasquez is left-handed. Kind of keep a sideways look, or maybe a full frontal look at Yelich over at first base, just in case.
Yeah, he's not able to get a big lead. He's still being held on, of course, being the tying run. Pirates still employing that no doubles defense. Vasquez has not needed them. He struck out Braun. He struck out Eric Thames. 1-1 on Perez.
Watch out. He's a little out in front of that one.
And now the Pirates a strike away from victory. Jordy Mercer is double. Back in the 7th, driving in the game's lone run. The Pirates poised to shut out first place Milwaukee and gain a game.
Never a bad idea to let them know you're over there.
Fouled away. Well, even though it's mid-June, we talked about how it just has that feeling of some added importance. There's Domingo Santana.
Yeah, it can be a mid-season put up or shut up. It's all right. That's allowed. It's a little old-fashioned backyard baseball is what we got here.
Another 1-2. Spoiled the upstairs fastball.
See, he's got such an advantage. I'm not giving any guarantees, but the fact that he is out in front, Perez can't afford to take a call third strike. I mean, that's the last thing he wants to do. He's going to try to protect everything. So he's going to be turning the bat loose. No hitter wants to be called out on strikes in this situation. So he's going to be vulnerable to a chase.
Almost.
A little wishing and a hoping by those youngsters over on the rail. They're watching a good one.
Yelich at first. 2 outs. 9th inning. 2-2. And Bell tags the bag for the final out.
Great play.
And the Pirates shut out Milwaukee to open the series. They'll gain a game on the Brewers.
This is a classic baseball game. A classic baseball game. Really, really solid win for the Pittsburgh Pirates and setting a tone, winning the first game of this series. This was fun to watch. Good win for the Bucks.
They'll be 6 back now and poised with 2 more here against Milwaukee to keep gaining ground. The pitching was excellent tonight. Vasquez finished it off, and just enough offense off the bat of Jordy Mercer. That 7th inning double, and backing that excellent start from Trevor Williams tonight. 7 scoreless innings, gave up just 1 hit.
Great stuff. Really great pitching to watch.
9th shutout for the Pirates this season.
Something special about a 1-0 win, Joe.
And let's talk about it. Let's send it out to Rob and Michael.
Yeah, let's, guys. Thanks very much. We'll be checking back in with Joe and Steve. Fun ball game to watch. I mean, every pitch. Right, if it's a scoreless game, one swing at the bat gives you a home run. Maybe you manufacture something a little bit the way the Pirates did late in the game and come away with a 1-0 win.
Yeah, Steve said it the best. That was a classic. Great pitching, timely hitting, good defense all the way around. Good Buccos win, and a great way to start off a series against a very, very good Brewers team. I think it's going to set the tone for the whole series.
Well, the Pirates need some wins. They obviously had that long slump that put them behind the 8 ball a little bit. Back to the 500 mark as we go downstairs where Robbie Zmikowski is standing by with Francisco Cervelli. Robbie?
Yeah, Rob, Francisco Cervelli. So let's look at this. A single in the 2nd, a single in the 4th, a walk in the 7th, and scored what ended up becoming the game-winning run against the team you play a lot of close games against. You pick up a game on the first place Milwaukee Brewers tonight. What led to a collective 1-0 win, Francisco?
Well, Williams was just perfect tonight. And then the relievers came, and I just put my glove, and they throw everything. They went perfect.
How did it work so, I don't want to say easily, because this game is not easy, but the guy gave up 1 hit. The Brewers are a really good team. Trevor's had his struggles in the last month. How did he calm down tonight?
Well, I always say the team who wins is the one who makes less mistake. Trevor didn't make 1 mistake tonight, and then he got the win.
How about Jordy Mercer? Josh Hader, maybe the best relief pitcher in Major League Baseball thus far in the season. What did that show you, getting that big hit off that good a pitcher?
Well, Jordy's been in the league for a long time, and he's always been clutch. So it's nothing new for us. This guy step up anytime we need him.
How much is it fun now after having a rough stretch? This team collectively seems to be finding its footing just a little bit.
Well, baseball is like that. That's why It's so hard to play this game, but we always focus on what we won, and we have the same mission. This is not over. It's a lot of season left.
Okay, can you say goodnight to everybody on TV and in the stadium?
Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Rob?
Robbie and Francisco, thanks very much. And you heard Francisco talking about it. Trevor Williams, perfect, almost perfect in the box score, too. He only allowed one hit. Back to being the Trevor Williams that we saw after the All-Star break last year in the first month of April. This season, terrific. Ran into some trouble recently. Hopefully this is a sign that he's got things turned back around again.
Yeah, what stood out to me is him using the whole strike zone today. Using that four-seamer up, that changeup was outstanding today. The slider had more bite than I've seen in a while, and he was back to being himself. He had that swagger on the mound, that attitude, almost like a Jake Arrieta type. I know that was mentioned in the game. He just had that feel back, and I loved how he attacked every single hitter. He threw strikes, but he also used their aggression to his advantage. The guy came out ready to pitch and ready to prove a point today, and he did by the way he pitched. 1 hit, 7 innings, guy was outstanding.
The Pirates wind up allowing only 2 hits to pick up their 9th shutout of the season, tied with the Cubs. Impressive pitching performance in the Buccos, and just enough offense to come away with the victory. 1-0 is the final. Coming up on Pirates postgame, presented by the Allegheny Health Network, we will relive this game. Jordy Mercer, what a weapon in that 8-hole for the Pirates. We'll talk about him. Also the terrific work, not only of Trevor Williams, but of the bullpen as well. What does Clint Hurdle have to say about that? A couple of moves the Pirates have made that we'll fill you in on, and more coming up next on Pirates postgame, presented by the Allegheny Health Network.